Okay, there you go. Hey, she said it. She told us it was going to happen, and I've learned over a very short period of time that when Aubrey Bettencourt says she's going to do something, she does it. She does it for you guys and for water here in the Valley. We welcome the executive director of the California Water Alliance, Aubrey Bettencourt. Hello, darling.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Brand new website. You said it was coming, and it did, and it arrived on time, and it's a beaut.
Thanks. We're pretty proud of it as well. We've been, we've been rolling and running and gunning as an organization, and needed to get caught up online, and so that was an important component for us to get done. We finally did it, and we're proud to roll it out for everybody.
Folks, I really hope you go to this. And if you listen to KMJ, if you live in the Valley, if water issues, whether you live in Woodward Park or you're farming in Easton, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of things on here you already know, but the reason to go there is to link it and get it out, because you did exactly what somebody needed to do, Aubrey, and that's to make a simple, concise site that reiterates the pertinent facts, clears up the BS of the 80% ag water usage, and just lays it out. And you put it out there for people that don't get it to understand, instead of just websites devoted to this insular, quite frankly, almost incestuous circle of people that all know the same thing, and it's never reaching a wider circle. And these idiot liberals get to pump that 80% figure over and over and over again every single damn day. I see it every day.
Yeah, no, we were sick and tired of it too, and so we decided to take it to them. And they're just to walk people through it. If you go to CaliforniaWaterAlliance.org, you'll see the bright and shiny, pretty new website, and you click on the Just the Facts tab, and that is going to be from now on our housing for clearing the air on who uses what water when, and boiling it down, and just to make everything perfectly clear. We're not making stuff up. We have it completely cited from the Department of Water Resources at the state of California. Also cross-referenced from the Public Policy Institute of California and the Northern California Water Association. So we double-checked our facts. We boiled it down, and what we're really working on doing is making this a go-to location, just like you said, for people to find that information, finding it in a palatable context, and spreading that back out and having the facts to back it up. This is about telling the whole truth. That 80-20 myth, as we talked about on the last time I was on your show, is 50% of it. And how are we supposed to solve this entire problem if we're only looking at 50% of it? And so we're going to hold the feet to the fire of people who only want to look at half the story. Because you should not be talking about building new reservoirs or new storage or new conveyance or changing policy if you don't look at 100% of the problem. And
the 100% of the problem is the 80% number comes from human usage only, right?
Right. Now, this is an old reporting issue, and this is where everybody splits hairs. Prior to 2007, the Department of Water Resources only reported on what was known as human use water. So, as we've talked about before, of all the water and rain and snow in the state of California, under 50% of that is then held in what we call developed water, which is all of our reservoirs and our aqueducts and all of the actual infrastructure of water. So when we talk about developed water, we're only talking about that. So when you look at that, human use water is what we call municipal, industrial, and agricultural.
Right.
Now, up to 2007, like I said, DWR only reported on the human use portion, but what they realized was when they hit that 2007 mark was, you know what, the environmental straw, the third new water user, has been growing. We must now report to do an accurate assessment of the developed water in California. We must report on all water use and all water usage in that developed column. And that's where they started reporting on environmental, agricultural, and industrial use, municipal and industrial use. So this is where you find the fun little fact sheets on our page. Where of total developed water, DWR reports 50.2% is allocated to environmental management programs. 40.9% is allocated to agricultural use, and 8.9 or 10%, depending on the year, is to municipal and industrial use. And so when you want to do 80-20,
right.
They're only looking at half the story.
Aubrey, hang tight for just a second. More on this and more on another moron move. Sorry. 6 fish and how much water we are going to dump into the Stanislaus River to save 6 fish. First news check real quick here. Back in about 3 minutes on KMJ.
The California Energy Commission is speeding up water efficiency standards for faucets and urinals.
Install an OnStar button in the middle of his forehead.
The Chris Daniels Show on News Talk 580 1059 KMJ.
We were. There you go. Add that to the lexicon. Nice. We are with Aubrey Bettencourt, Executive Director of the California Water Alliance, brand new launch for a great website that I'm begging you, get this into the eyes of everybody you have to. If every local or statewide newspaper happened to get 10,000 redirects on this to their email, would that be really a problem? Aubrey, you've done the work. It's time for people to help you out.
Yeah, we need this to go far and wide, and we're going to keep pushing it as far and wide as we can, or as our resources allow. But as I've always said, we're all about the power of the information in the hands of the individual, and that's where you guys all come in. And I know the KMJ audience is a powerful, activated entity. So again, CaliforniaWaterAlliance.org. Go to the Just the Facts page. And if you're a wonk like me, there's a data sheet with all the citations. You can go dig around on the state site and find all the data that we're backing up. Or if you just want something you can give to your relatives that are annoying you in the coast, we've got infographics that you can hand over as well. And they're catchy. They're kind of fun to look at. And that site's going to continue to build and evolve as we introduce more information to help clear the air so we can all get smart on exactly where this water's going.
It should build and evolve, but don't overcomplicate it, because the beauty in it is that you can send it to somebody who has a minimal knowledge. And unfortunately, that doesn't just include your relatives in Michigan. It includes your relatives in Carmel, limited knowledge of what's really going on. And there it is. It's right in front of them. The citations are there. Give me an example, though, because we're going to be knocking heads here. We're going to be cracking some pretty thick skulls on this fictitious 80% ag water use number that continues to be thrown out there and is completely incorrect. You talked to me earlier about your experience with the media. You've been putting these numbers out for a long time to any media source or legislative source that would listen. What was the general reaction?
A handful said, walk me through this. I've been told 80-20, but I'm trying to understand where you're going with this. And so I walked them through it. And that's what we do at the Water Alliance. We work with the media. We work with people to understand this stuff, to walk them through it. Ultimately, there's a human choice on the other end of that. Some media I talked to said, we just got your information. We just ran a piece. We know we said 80-20, but I want you to know we had a big fight about it. And I hate to say it, but I heard back from some media, a good source that I actually like working with, and he said 80-20 is a lot sexier and sensational than 40-10. And I was like, I'm sorry you have to sell papers, but come on, work with me.
To make your point, you're intentionally leaving out 50% of the rain and snowfall that falls on this state from Crescent City to San Ysidro. And some folks, like I said, were really positive, helped me walk through this, but we got some feedback that was pretty disgusting, which was, I don't have to play by your rules, talk to you later. And it's like, wow, you don't, okay. Now I know who I can talk to and who I can't. So that's why we wanted to put this out in the hands of the public so they can see it, they can follow it, and they can call BS when they want to. So let's get to that 50.2, because there's a story that boiled my blood that you included as well, also can be found, if you want to, in the Manteca Bulletin as well. We are going to release an additional 15,000 acre-feet, 4.8 billion gallons, down the Stanislaus to save exactly 6 steelhead. Is that right?
Correct.
Now, didn't we just release 30,000 acre-feet? Is that right? Last month?
Correct, yeah.
Tell me which number is it. That's enough water for 174,000 some odd Californians, families, right? Families or individuals?
For a year, yeah. It comes out to like 4.8 billion gallons.
Right. 174,000 people. Right.
So this is, again, we always talk about saving fish isn't a bad thing, but we have to restore balance here. and we have to be looking at this as a whole. And this has been a complicated issue up on the Stanislaus River, where the steelhead is considered a protected, endangered, threatened species, and they released 30,000 acre feet to maintain flow through the river last month,
right.
To move the fish down the stream, get them out.
Yes.
And apparently they only got out 76% of them, and so
which is 29 fish, right?
Yeah. So to get the last 6, they're going to release, or there's a big fight right now to release another 15,000 acre feet to get the last 6 down the river. So this is one of those little battle things that's going on that is that part of that 50% chunk that we're not looking at. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No. You go.
Can National Marine Fisheries Service and is it Reclamation too? Can they guarantee that the 6 steelhead, the Brady bunch of steelhead, can make it even to the bay, let alone the ocean?
No, it's a wing and a prayer. It's one of those. Well, we hope they get there, and even if they get there, we hope they make it out.
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario, they
can we bet on them?
They get out.
Can we bet on? There's only 6 of them. We may as well make some money on this. Okay, best case scenario, they go down the Stanislaus River, down the trickle that is the Stanislaus River, in a drought, taking water from 174,000 families. They make it to the Delta. They make it to the bay. They make it to the ocean. They go out into the ocean, and they do that wonderful cycle of life we've all seen in grade school, right? They come back to spawn. They've made the journey all the way. Where's the water going to be for them to get back to where they went? Where's the in-migrating water?
Exactly. And actually, if you go to the Manteca Bulletin and you read the rest of the piece, it does talk about, well, they're expecting New Melones, which is where the water's coming from.
Right.
They expect that New Melones is going to be dry in August, September. So,
right.
Well, exactly. If we're going to, okay, so we're let's say, okay, follow the logic. We want to release water for fish species,
right,
to help prop up this species and help them out. But if we're releasing now for the remaining 6 fish, even though we saved the others, and we'll be out later, how are we supposed to release again for the generation that was ahead of them to make their way back up, to maintain flows to make their way back? You see, where's the forethought?
Maybe they missed that in middle school. Maybe they missed that they die when they spawn. I don't know.
There's some pretty terrifying videos, just so you know.
They were. They
beat up and bloody as they're swimming across.
Yeah, that big jaw get all red. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's very strange.
That's scary stuff.
The 2 agencies that are being ordered to do this are South San Joaquin Irrigation and Oakdale Irrigation District. Are they fighting this at all?
They are. They're, as I understand it, and the quote right there from SSJID says, as of right now, I can tell you there's no additional water being released for fish flows. So they are fighting it because the concern is whose water are they going to take out of that reservoir? Is it Bureau water?
Right.
Or is it going to be the water for the irrigation districts? And so they want to get that cleared up, ahead of time, and rightfully so. So they're battling it out.
So that's, if I'm right, besides words, and we're talking deeds now, not words. These are the first couple of agencies to just say turn around and say hell no to the Fed. Is that right? Or I mean, I don't want to take away the credit for battles truly fought before, but they've got to be nervous about turning around and saying no to the Fed on this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak out of church because I haven't talked to them personally.
Yeah.
But they are taking a pretty big stand, and I think the most important thing that's being highlighted here is exactly what you're talking about, which is they are saying the policies aren't working, and we're demanding common sense and we're demanding results before you go taking this unilateral action. And that is a big step. And I think going back to the bigger context of the conversation that we always strive to have with the Water Alliance is this isn't about the instance of the fish. This isn't about one little thing. It absolutely is not about that. It's about creating policies that actually work and work for everybody, and being aware of who all we're trying to manage for and how we're going to make it work for everybody. Right now, we are completely imbalanced. And this one little action that showed up in the Manteca Bulletin is actually, I think, a big deal, because it is two entities saying, no, we're demanding results, and we're demanding that we look at the big picture.
And even a bigger picture, Aubrey. We're being deluged from every direction. News stories, advertisements, PR, political speeches, to take my 5-minute shower every other day, to use a cup full of water to flush away my bodily wastes. And I don't even get a courtesy flush anymore. And meanwhile, 50% of it is being used in this fashion. I mean, no wonder they're going directly to fines and shaming, because they never even gave us a moment to say, hey, this is the right thing to do. It's only 8.9% of the usage, the urban usage. Nobody gives us the chance to do it, because they know that sooner or later this is going to get it. They know what they're doing. They know that half the water is being used for things like 6 fish. How can I get inspired? I'd rather pay the ticket and let it run up late fees. I'm more inclined to hurt myself in order to say "fat" to you than I am to say, all right, I'll turn the shower off. All right, I'll brush my teeth in the sink now instead of in the shower like I do, which is ridiculous. Seriously, I do.
You're one of those.
Yes.
You know what? The level of outrage is absolutely correct, and it was about picking a bad guy. And how could you pick a bad guy like, the environment? Who doesn't want a good environment? You can't pick that as a bad guy. But, man, we can say farmers are evil. We can say you shouldn't be proud to feed the world. Hell, we'll even say you shouldn't even be growing what you're growing because you give it to other people to eat. Wait, what?
Yeah. Same people that told you to plant those almonds because they were had less water usage than what was going before. Now almonds are, of course, the devil themselves.
Right.
All right.
And so the fight is on. And what is unfortunate, and the point that we want to get across here, the reason we put that website up and made that graphic so easy, Chris, is we want everybody to understand that when they say the farmer is the bad guy, they're saying people are the bad guy. They're saying you, human beings consuming water in any fashion, are the bad guy. Because I'll tell you a nice little fact, this is going to come out later on the Water Alliance's page, is of the farmers' 40% that they use, 80% of the water that goes onto that farm leaves in product that then you eat, wear, or uses energy.
And I defy you to find a puddle anywhere on property.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what they're saying here is you people are the bad guy.
Of course. If only half of us would die, everything would be fine. That's the ultimate goal, right? Hey, I got to cut you loose. But again, guys, CaliforniaWaterAlliance.org. Please take the time. Put it on send all. I know how dangerous send all is. This may be the exception. And if somebody comes back, what are you doing? I'm your insurance agent. What do I care? So what? Just get it out there to as many people as you can, especially people that aren't in the San Joaquin Valley or the North Valley as well, where they have their own set of problems too. Fair?
Mm-hmm.
Fair?
Fair.
All right. Aubrey, thanks. Great new website. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We'll see you guys.
All right. See you. Executive Director of the California Water Alliance. Again, CaliforniaWaterAlliance.org. It really was designed to show the people that are buying this number, hook, line, and sinker, that they're wrong. It's all usage, not just human usage. Of course, you're going to continue to be the bad guy, though. He's a good guy, and he's got traffic. Here's Mark Holsby.
And it's brought to you by CaliforniaKubotaDealers.com.